analyzing and giving commentary on Shira 7 content in this whole level up in hypergamy section of the internet, topic, area, subject matter. And one of the biggest things that I've learned from watching her content is that femininity is extremely powerful, contrary to popular belief, contrary to what this very masculine world tells everyone, that, women should strive to be equal to a man, or that women would have to embrace masculinity to be powerful and to take power. One of the things that we women really don't understand as well as we should is that we already have power, right? Like, it's not power. This type of power isn't, we don't have to take it. It's innate. We're born with it simply by being women. And so that's something that I've really learned very well. Hey, Muna. Hey, girl. I'm at it with another one of these videos. So I think, so I want to show you guys this little clip that Shira 7 did. I think this is one of the best explanations that she's given. She gives explanation after explanation after explanation, but I think this is one of the best explanations she gives for why femininity is so powerful, especially if women use femininity. Hey, Shauna B. Hey, girl. Hey. All right. So I'll play this for you guys and you let me know what you think.
That's how you do it. It is a femininity is definitely a very powerful thing, because it's not competitive. You can't really say no to it and feel masculine. So it works. A lot of people will, tell you that the most powerful women are feminine women. Okay? So you have to understand that.
Okay, great. Excellent point. And this is something that it took me a while to figure out myself. It took me a while to understand this myself, is that the reason why femininity is so powerful is because it's a more cooperative and receptive energy. It is not a competitive, assertive energy like masculine energy is. Like, masculinity is very assertive. It's competitive. It is forceful. It is loud. It is in your face. When you think of masculinity, you think of that. A typical man, a typical athlete, a typical bro, right? Femininity, on the other hand, is really powerful because, if you come to someone looking for help, or if you're willing to work with someone, it's very hard, especially a masculine entity. It's extremely hard for that masculine entity to sit there and be like, no, like, to deny that, because asking for help is something that validates masculinity. Like, showing vulnerability validates masculinity. Any masculine energy holder, any masculine energy provider would not feel masculine competing with or denying or rejecting something that strokes that masculinity, which often is, deferring, following, asking for help, So that's a really good point. Let's see what else.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so do you have any questions? Mm-hmm. You're in the suburbs, and the only Black women you see are ratchet and masculine, and I feel so bad for them. Well, why don't you just lead by example? That's the best thing anybody can do, is lead by example. How do you reject a man that is not on your level? Say, oh, be nice to them, and just say, oh, thank you so much. If they give you a compliment, thank you so much, but I'm waiting on my fiance or my boyfriend or my husband.
Okay, and I know this isn't a direct answer to the topic of the video, but this also brings up the concept of being indirect and suggesting. So never kind of just outright rejecting a man, or never outright saying no to a man, or never outright, demanding something is very feminine and it's very powerful, because again, it's not forceful, and people like to cooperate with cooperative and receptive energy. They don't like to cooperate with forceful energy that kind of gives them the feeling that they have to do something. You know, those people where, you know, if you try to force them to do something, they'll do the opposite. Yeah, a lot of men are like that. A lot of people are like that. And feminine energy is very powerful because it doesn't threaten that. It doesn't threaten someone's independence. It doesn't threaten someone's sovereignty. It doesn't threaten someone's decision making. You know, it suggests it's a subversive energy. It is a subversive way to kind of influence. It's not, I would say femininity is powerful because it's influential. It's not a forceful power, you know? And if you think about, there's this book called The Art of Seduction. And in this book, this is Robert Greene's book. In the book, he describes seduction as the most powerful form of dominance or power nowadays. And it's because it's not forceful and direct. It's because it's influential in it, and it sets in, it comes in under the radar, right? So when you suggest, when you say you need things, it plants the seeds for people to want to help you. It plants the seed in someone's mind so that when they do help you, they think they think it's their own idea. So yes, femininity is very powerful because it's not forceful and direct. And I think, you know, Shira 7 she definitely nails it with explaining why it's so powerful. And before I came across her content, I had no idea, you know, like I never had full awareness of how powerful femininity was. And just like to just give a little insight about my own story, about my own experiences. But one second, let me just say, hey. So Shauna says, yeah, I tell my man no. And what does he do? He does exactly, Shauna. So a good thing would be kind of just saying like, oh, I don't like that. Or like, oh, that makes me really sad when you do that. That's a way more effective way. You know, that's extremely effective. And you probably won't get that much resistance because you're not telling this person what to do. You're just saying, I don't like it. And a lot of men live to please women. They might not know it. They might not be conscious of this, but a lot of them definitely live to please women. So yeah. Oh, and hey, Majda Alal, how are you? All right. So back to kind of like my own personal experiences. So like growing up, I was a tomboy and I was picked on all the time, right? Like I was a girl. I was a girl, but I didn't want to really embrace femininity because I always saw femininity as something that was suppressed. Like my family would tell me, oh, I couldn't do certain things because I was wearing a dress, or I couldn't do certain things because I was a girl, right? So growing up, I was like, nah, I don't want to be a girl, right? But as I get older, I realize, hey, you know, things are changing. A lot of women are acting like this. So when I started to, hey, it's like, let me do this performative act of being feminine, right? Like, let me put on these dresses, put on this heel, do my hair, do my makeup, and really embrace femininity and take on a passivity. Because femininity by nature is a receptive, passive energy in nature, okay? So when I started to do that, my life just got like 1,000 times better. And mind you, there were some circumstances that kind of made me embrace that. For example, I moved to the Middle East when I was 19 for the first time. And a lot of the women in these countries that I was living, I lived in Jordan, I lived in Egypt, I lived in Oman, you know, Arab countries are the countries for gender roles. Like it's like when I moved to these countries, these women were the most feminine women that I've come across. They spoke quiet. They kind of just like stepped back and let men handle things. The men pay for everything. I remember one time I was in Egypt. I met up with another expat, and we were like running around the city, kind of looking for housing. We were both really young, and I go up to a kiosk to pay for my drink. You know, I just want to get like a juice or whatever, you know. And I go in my pocket and I like try to take out my money. And the guy, the owner of the kiosk, was like, hold on. He's like, you're in Egypt now. The men pay. I'm like, wait. I was like, I don't even know this kid. I just met him today. And the guy was half Egyptian and half like German. And then he was like, nah, yeah. And he pulled out his wallet and paid. I'm like, you don't have to do that. And I tried to pay him back. I was like, here, take my money. I know that guy won't take my money. He'll take your money. But I tried to pay the guy back because this was the first time I met him. And he was like, no. I'm the man. I'm like, whoa. And so this is kind of like what really got me, what introduced me to this type of mindset of expecting men to be providers. You know, I lived in the Middle East for 6 years on and off. So anyway, Shauna B says, yeah, true. I have a hard time expressing my words. That is definitely something I need to work on. Yeah, girl. And like, you can just try being less direct. Like, just try hinting and suggesting. And if that doesn't work, you can try other ways. You can be more, you can be a little bit softer with your requests. And if that doesn't work, then hey, you have to come out, you know, and directly ask for something. You gotta do what you gotta do. But anyway, so Muna, so Muna's in the Emirates. Yeah, so Muna knows. The Middle East is like, women out here, if you want to know the best place to get a provider man, it's the Middle East, honestly. Like Arabs, they expect to fully take care of a woman. But anyway, let's see.
Oh, I came back.
So I'm just gonna go play this clip to kind of think about the power of femininity a little bit more and kind of her explanations for it.
To do a second video, because yesterday I did a video and it was about keeping things interesting and unpredictable to keep your man around and keep his interest. Today, we're going to be talking about feminine power, and it's not really what you think, okay? Your feminism is the most powerful thing you have. It's not your education, it's not your degree, it's your feminism, okay? It is what makes you a woman. It is your feminine charm. Okay, it's how you get what you want without having to do much. Okay, so you have to keep that in mind. And the more feminine you appear, sound, look, walk, the more you can do and accomplish in life. Okay, as far as dealing with men, you know, dealing with certain things at work and career, blah, 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 blah. Because people who are super feminine usually have people rush to help them, rush to open their doors, want to assist them, find them alluring and hard to say no to. Okay, so this is what we're trying to accomplish. Okay.
All right, so this is probably going to be the last point I'm going to explore in this video, but this is a perfect video. Okay, so what Shira says, Shira says that femininity is powerful because it is hard to say no to. Femininity is powerful because people rush and want to assist feminine women. They want to rush and help feminine women. They want to rush and cater to feminine women and feminine entities, right? Because it feeds that masculine energy of the protector and the provider, which masculine energy craves. They crave to feel needed as a protector, as a provider. Okay. Now, one thing I have to bring up, and a woman commented on the video I did about a year ago, and the video was called "Is Beauty a Good Investment?" And we all know that beauty is fading, and you know, outright it may seem like a poor investment because you're like, hey, like why invest in something that's just going to go away anyway? Why not invest in something that's lasting? And so a woman brought up, and she wrote under the comment section, she said, hey, you know, I get it, you know, femininity and beauty can be powerful in certain ways, but sometimes people just look at you as dumb if you're beautiful or feminine, right? So maybe that's a hindrance. And I said, okay, you bring up a great point. And she was like, yeah, I work in tech or whatever, and the men seem to not really appreciate beauty and femininity. I was like, yeah, I can definitely relate. I'm also in tech. But the thing is, right, like someone would look at me and think I'm not that bright because, you know, I'm a woman, I wear makeup. I'm also a woman of color, I'm Black. But you know what? There's leverage in beauty and there's leverage in femininity. And if you ever picked up a business book and you want to know what makes certain companies or businesses very successful, it's leverage. Leverage is the ability to use resources to expand or do more than you could do alone. Okay. So when you leverage something, you leverage it. That means you're able to access, whether that's energy, time, resources, in order to expand what you are doing, or do it at scale, or do it in a bigger way. Do it in a way that you would not be able to do it on your own because you're just one person. And that's what beauty and femininity does for women. It gives women leverage. It gives women the ability to access help. It gives women the ability to access support, energy, time, resources from other places that they don't have themselves to accomplish their goals. You know, whether that be starting a business, whether that be getting an education, whether that be accessing certain groups of certain people. Beauty gives you leverage. Femininity gives you leverage because people want to help you, and it is hard for people to say no to something that is feminine. Okay? If people believe that you're incompetent or you can't do something on your own, they're more likely to help you and assist you than if you took on the masculine energy of saying, no, I got it. I do everything on my own. I'm independent. I don't need nobody. I don't need nothing. Right? So I think this is a really good point. And I just, I really wanted to add that little tidbit about the leverage. Okay? And in a capitalist world where business rules everything, you need leverage. No business does well without leverage. I mean, and by default, no individual does very well without leverage either. If you can't access, certain networks, if you can't access certain resources, if you can't, orchestrate the time and energy of others to work towards, your goal, your aim, then it probably will not, you will not get as far as you can go. I'll just say that by yourself. Let's see. So Muna says real men crave to real men crave to be an active service to feminine women without even realizing it. They would do anything to be around their energy. It's true. It is true, Mona. It is so. It's very true. They don't even know. Men don't even know that a lot of what they do, and it's not conscious. Like Muna says, they don't even realize it. It's really not a conscious thing. Like a lot of men live to please women. A lot of men are driven by their sexual energy, by their deep desire to access female bodies, especially a female body that they like, especially accessing a woman that is their type, a woman that they really like. They wake up in the morning and work hard just to have access to women. And women add so much value, like if a man is seen out in public with a beautiful, drop dead gorgeous woman, other people looking at him like, ooh, what he got? It makes that man look more than what he really is. Like that man could be like mediocre, not doing so well. But if he's with a gorgeous woman, people are like, oh no, he must have something going on for that woman to be around him. And you don't think those men like that? Like if they get a taste of that, they want more of it. Anyway, so yeah, that's pretty much it, y'all. I wanted to kind of talk about the power of femininity because it took me later than I'd like for me to realize it. And I'm just really grateful for She Got 7 to bring, I'm just grateful for all the content that she makes. So we can like reclaim our power and understand that we don't have to go out and get any power. Like women innately have power in femininity, in our simply being women. So yeah, I hope you guys like this video. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And we will be talking more about this topic. Okay. All right. See you guys later. Bye.